have some good life advice. If you're having a problem, your solution is to get naked. I'm sure you have many situations in which that's worked for you. Could you maybe describe one?
Let's see. I don't think I've ever really had an issue and then thought to myself, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get naked. Actually, you know what?
Today we have one of my favorite TikTokers, one of Jake's favorite TikTokers. It's at Weltenventures, or Michael. And we are so excited to have him here today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, guys. Thank you. That was cute. Y'all,
Dude, I have to point out you're sporting your Dunder Mifflin hat now.
Not only do I have the Dunder Mifflin hat,
there you go.
I have a Michael Scott Paper Company shirt on right now.
Of course you do, man. That's you're not a real fan though. You know what I mean? You made it very clear in that video that you're really not a
No, I'm not a fan. I'm just, that's what nerds do. Nerds.
Yeah, nerds geek out over
Nerds get
shows.
merch from the show.
All right, man. So let's just really jump in right away.
Yeah, sure.
I have a very I guess you probably get this a lot. A very weird question. Apparently, you have some good life advice. If you're having a problem, your solution is to get naked.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have many situations in which that's worked for you. Could you maybe describe one?
Let's see. If you're having a problem, get naked. Well, I mean, you kind of got to get naked to take a shower or get in the bath, I guess.
That's true.
So that's from like a technical standpoint. I don't think I've ever really had an issue and then thought to myself, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get naked. Especially because I've feuded with my friends in high school and stuff like that. And out at bars every now and again, you meet that person that's kind of just not having a good time and they don't want anybody else to have a good time. And then they're starting to ruin your time. And I don't think I've ever thought to myself, man, actually, you know what? That's a perfect defense. If a guy tries to fight you, just get naked. Would he want to fight you after that? No.
Maybe more. I don't know. So actually,
Maybe.
for anyone who's listening, we actually had a little bit of technical problems just before this. I almost got naked. It might have solved the situation.
It might have solved it. It might have solved it.
See, that's the reason why it didn't get solved quicker. Yeah, you're right. Should have gotten naked for that.
Definitely.
I mean, I've worked in the bar industry for a long time, and I've seen it. I've seen people
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
Just in the bar.
What?
yeah.
That's nuts.
It's not that often, but it's definitely
Dude.
happened before.
That's crazy. Well, I used to travel in a cover band for 3.5 years, and I've seen some wild stuff, dude. My goodness. One time there was this lady. We were playing a bar in New York, and this
Represent.
lady. What was that?
Represent.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. This lady did not have on underwear, and she was very adamant about showing the band by putting her leg, the stage was one of those step up stage kind of things. Mm-hmm. And she would put her leg up on the stage and pull her dress back. And I'm like, stop.
Oh my God.
This is not okay. Yeah. And apparently, oh my God, I remember the bouncer was telling us the night before that we got there, somebody almost got stabbed on stage.
So that's how you know it's a good venue.
That's why apparently that's why the bouncer was there. I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun show. This is going to be a good time.
Okay. Would you prefer the situation of almost getting stabbed on stage or the older lady with no underwear?
Definitely the older lady, 100%.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, she was I remember her face, dude.
I didn't even
Just her face?
Yeah, I didn't even think that you'd even be looking at the face. I don't know. I mean, when someone presents
dude, it's oh man. Well, that's what is it called? Isn't that that's a thing that gets people going?
Felony?
No, that's a sexual thing that people enjoy doing. They want to kind of be
fetish?
caught, kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Or there's a name for it, but I forget the name. But
Flashing.
Things in public. Yeah, flashing, stuff like that. And I guess she was really into that. But I won't say that there were a lot of lights on stage, and I saw glistening.
What's glistening?
That's fair. Can you tell us a little more about the cover band?
Yeah. I was in a band called Gas Station Disco for 3.5 years.
Great name.
What we would do was we traveled the whole east coast of the United States as well as Alaska. They like us up there a lot, which was really fun. But we would do cover music and do cover shows to fund the original project, which we eventually wound up calling a different name. We went under Dream City, which was also super fun. Probably some of the best music I've ever collaborated with in a band at all whatsoever. Like I said,
that's cool.
But Gas Station Disco was a super fun time. But right near around the end of when I was ready to go, it kind of just got to the point of like, I didn't want to play music in bars that aren't my own songs for people that literally only want to be there to hear songs they can dance to that they know, then take somebody home at the end of the night. And then we're kind of just the afterthought. Like when something is your passion, like when like an art form is your passion, it's like an artist painting somebody else's art and then selling it. Like,
Right.
That sucks.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
not that it sucks. Like I had some great times and I met some incredible people, but the thing is that it just kind of drains you a little bit when you're playing the same songs over and over that aren't even yours. And it's not that like I said, I don't regret any part of it. It was so much fun and I had such a great time and I love playing music and I still play music, but I just wanted so much more than just that. You know what I mean?
As an original singer and songwriter myself,
Yeah.
I totally get that, man. You wanna there's something more special with when you connect to a crowd that knows your song compared to knowing someone else's song, because everybody knows that song, and it's almost like taking like pleasure in someone else's success, and it doesn't hit the same, no pun intended, chord that it would for you with your own stuff, and it's so much more personal, and it's such a deeper level. I totally get that.
Very, very true. I agree with that 100%. I mean, I've had like the first time, I mean, we would do like hometown shows and people would actually know the music that we were playing and stuff like that. And those were the best ones.
Oh, yeah.
Like, honestly, it was so incredible. Like the first time that I had lyrics sang back to me that were my own, I lost it on the inside. Like it was the most humbling thing.
It's amazing.
It's such a great feeling. And I mean, you can only play Wonderwall so many times.
That was one of the ones that we didn't do, thankfully.
That's good.
I would hate that song if we played it that many times. It's an amazing song, but I know that after like the fifth time of playing it, I'm just going to hate myself, you know? And that was also part of the reason is that like I started to not listen to music anymore because it was like annoying to me. And if I'm like passionate about music and it was the one thing that I used to go to when I was ever feeling down, I would just like listen to some songs and like my mood would become better, or I would like play something. Like I didn't want to do that anymore. And that's a horrible feeling.
It's almost like killing the thing you love, because it's not just a love anymore. It's different. You know what I mean? It's not
exactly.
It's like an obsession, and when you obsess over something like a cover song or something like that, it doesn't fulfill you the same way as it did, I feel like, when you first heard it.
Right.
So speaking about like music and everything, and are you in a band now, or do you just write solo stuff?
I'm not in a band. I'm just writing some solo stuff. I'm working on some stuff right now. I'm kind of moving at my own pace kind of thing. When I moved, I live on my own with my dog, and I'm kind of like building my studio here kind of deal. And I want to write songs that I want to write, not necessarily in any specific genre or anything like that. I love singer-songwriter, kind of like acoustic type stuff. I love that. I love doing, I've been really into like the 80s revival type songs a lot.
Nice.
So I've been writing a lot of that kind of stuff, which is so much fun. Like that newer like Bruno Mars type stuff. So good, man.
Yeah. Just listening to that album the other day.
Good. Yeah.
Or single,
sick, man. I love it. It's incredible. And I'm actually a huge fan of metal. I love metal music, and I love jazz, and I love blues, and
you're all over the map.
You love
man.
music.
Pretty much. Yeah. No, I love music as it is. And I used to not like certain genres,
Really?
but I've moved past that now because I was a stupid, like elitist jazz guy that likes the difficult stuff because it's in a different time signature.
Because you're
Look at
in
me.
964 or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the point?
I mean, I still love that stuff, but I didn't like listen to like rap music a lot or anything like that. And then after I found some artists that I like actually really connected with, like J. Cole was one of the first ones that I started listening to, and Chance the Rapper, I fell in love. I was like, I'm a fucking idiot, dude. Like, why was I not listening to this before? This is incredible. Like the wordplay is insanely awesome. The beats are fucking amazing. I love all of it.
Definitely. Well, clearly you love music, and it's a big part of your life. And
It's a big part of your TikTok.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's dig deep into what we're here for, and that is you and your TikTok. How did you get started?
Okay. Well, honestly, the reason that I got started was because when I moved out to live on this is the first time I've lived like by myself, like no roommates or anything like that, no significant others. So I'm just living on my own, and I absolutely love it. I love it so much. And I hadn't had a few social media for a little while because I was kind of like I kind of took a step back from it a little bit. Like I wasn't active on my Facebook for a good few months. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have Snapchat. I didn't have any of that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I feel like creating. And then I got another Snapchat, and I just started making these wacky snaps while I was like working or something like that, or like driving. And then I would send them to my friends, and they think that it was like really funny. And I was like, okay, I'm funny. Like what? I didn't consider myself like the funny guy or kind of thing. And, it's kind of hard to see yourself in that kind of light sometimes. But then I was like, you know what? I used to think TikTok was only for like the people that would like do the dances and all that kind of stuff. But then after seeing it for myself, I was like, there's a deep comedy vibe on TikTok as well. And there's so many different sides of it. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be making like snaps and stuff, if people think I'm like, why not put it up on TikTok or something like that? So I did. I already had like 10 or 20 videos saved from my Snapchat because I liked them, because I thought they were funny. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll put that on YouTube sometime. But then TikTok came into my brain, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just put them up on TikTok. And then I did. And then they started growing and growing and growing. And then all of a sudden it just started to become exponential. And I was like, holy crap, like people actually like my goofy ass.
You're one of the few TikTokers where when I kind of dove back early on, it kind of seemed like your fan base really grew organically, rather than just like blow up overnight. That's like, you're like one of the few that I've really seen that with. It's like very like every video just does a little bit better, and then all of a sudden it's just like boom, you're at insane amount of views.
Yeah, they started just like it kind of just started picking up at one point, like obviously like the first like month or two or something like that. I didn't really, have a thing or a niche or whatever. I didn't really know like I said, I was just posting like random funny stuff. And then all of a sudden I'm at like 5,000 followers, and I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. And then like a month after, and I'm at like 7,000 followers, and then 10,000. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like it did take some time, but especially with the woo woo videos, those were the ones that the people like a lot, which I love doing them. And yeah, those kind of took off too. And then I just kept kind of rolling with it. And it was, yeah, like you said, I feel like it was very organic. People just started sharing it, and it didn't necessarily blow up overnight, but it just kind of kept rolling, and it's still going. And I don't know, we'll see where it goes.
Definitely. I mean, we're excited to see where it goes. With the music and everything, one of the first videos that you actually wrote a song for was the hot sauce, which
oh yeah,
I had to mention. I'm a big hot sauce fan. My stomach doesn't always agree with it, but I do love it.
Yeah, it was funny because when I was moving into my place, I was just putting stuff, like getting stuff for the fridge and whatnot, like food and everything. And I just keep unloading this hot sauce, and I'm like, I might have a problem. But no, I'm also a really huge fan of the show Hot Ones on YouTube. Yes. And man. I have a few of their sauces. The classic is amazingly good. And then I have their what is it? The blueberry ghost pepper sauce that they make. Oh, it's so incredibly awesome. I started falling in love with hot sauce like years ago. Like I would just try Red Hot on just like random stuff like hot dogs. For some reason, I loved Red Hot on hot
That sounds
dogs.
good.
Yeah, and then
Interesting.
I just kept going. And I used to hate hot sauce when I was younger. I was like, fuck this. Like I want to enjoy my food. And then I just kept going, and I'm like, I enjoy the heat. I like the pain almost a little bit. Maybe I'm a masochist. I don't know. But yeah, it just kept going. And then I was like, you know what? This is a lot of hot sauce, and I need to address the problem in a way.
I feel like hot sauce is one of those things that like, it's like once you get into it, it's now become like an obsession, and you just want a little bit more each time.
You want to try new ones all the time.
Just keep trying it and getting like spicier and spicier. How hot can I go? And then you throw up and you're like, okay, that's too hot.
Yeah. So I think the hottest one that I've had so far is so back in the earlier days of hot ones, they had a sauce called Mad Dog 357.
Yes.
That one is definitely the hottest one I've had so far. I literally had to take like a second, like a step back from like, that's the first time I actually had to like stop eating for a second and be like, okay, sweating a little bit, but everything's fine. It's okay. It doesn't matter. I have my sanity at least anyway. But it almost gives you like this, you almost kind of like get drunk off of it. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling. It's like the adrenaline kind of just like builds up, and it's, whoops, I'm just going to destroy my mic while I'm at it. But it's it's a different feeling, but I definitely know that I want to try the last dab at some point. Oh, and definitely, what is it? What's the one that everybody hates? Da Bomb.
Atomic Bomb. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Da Bomb.
Yeah. I want to try that one too, just because it's supposed to be absolutely disgusting and just not even food worthy.
But it's addicting. All of these are.
I know. It's so weird. Like
Your body says no, but your mind is like, no, keep going.
it's almost like getting tattoos. Like it hurts so much, but it feels so good.
Funny you mentioned the tattoos, actually.
Oh yeah.
You did a tattoo reveal video recently, right?
Yeah.
First off, awesome job, man.
Love the glow in the dark.
Thank you.
They were really good. I really liked all the cars and things you've always
The
you've
mermaids,
been in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite that you actually have, and not just like a temporary one?
Ooh, that's a hard question. Mainly just because I love them all so much. I gotta say the newest one that I got on my arm recently is probably my favorite, just because it was done by one of the guys that I used to tour with in Gas Station Disco. He used to be our guitarist, but then he moved off to doing tattooing because he's really good at it. And so the tattoo that I have is a version of Oni. It's a mask. In what is it? American traditional style tattooing. Oni is like a demon mask kind of thing. And when you apparently they say when you get it on your body, it like wards off evil spirits and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. But the one that I have is a derivative of the mask that the character Zuko wears in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes. Yeah,
And
you showed that one.
I was like, I love that so much. It's also got pink daisies around it, and my mom loves pink daisies. So I kind of wanted to do a little thing for her there. And then on the opposite side, and it has dragonflies on either side because she has a dragonfly tattoo. And apparently dragonflies mean like new beginnings and stuff like that, which I guess is fairly appropriate for, me moving out on my own and just like starting this whole TikTok thing. And then I have, so I got these all at the same time. It was like an 8-hour session or something like that.
Wow.
Wow.
So I have a maple leaf on my forearm, and there's a sash across it that says friggin' right. Now, when I was in Gas Station Disco, one of my first trips was down to Florida, and our buddy Dennis came with us because he was filling in on bass. And we saw this video online of these Canadian guys that do modifications to like lawn equipment and like lawnmowers and like the ride-on lawnmowers, and they would take them off jumps and stuff like that. And he'd be like, friggin' right, bud. And it was so funny. And we basically just made it a thing for the whole trip. And it's partially a commemorative tattoo for that trip, but also my buddy Dennis unfortunately passed away a few years ago, and so it's kind of like an ode to him. And he was one of the funniest, most genuine people I've ever met in my entire life. So that's kind of for him. And then part of it is I have little beads that are hanging off with a charm on it. It's called the Crow Bro. So all of my friends, when we play, I have 3 friends that actually live in New York that were there when I was getting the tattoo, and we all play Call of Duty together. And it was actually my first time meeting 2 of them because my buddy kind of like introduced me to them through Call of Duty. And we all have a charm from Call of Duty on us now. So it's like a commemorative thing for that, but that's like the little goofy tattoo kind of thing. And one of the other guys that I play Call of Duty with, he is also a tattoo artist. He's the one that got my friend started, and he's the one that gave me that tattoo.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you play a lot of Call of Duty apparently.
Yeah. We get on pretty much almost like every other night. And I'll tell you what, man, we're getting real good.
Take them down, man.
Yeah. I play a lot and I'm still terrible, so it's fine.
Yeah, we've been playing Rebirth Island or something like that quite a lot, and we win probably about like maybe like 30% of the time, which isn't too bad. Like, you know, once or twice a night kind of thing if we're playing a bunch of different rounds.
Yeah,
super fun though.
That's awesome. I mean, so recently you've actually been doing a lot of duets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there was one with Claire recently.
She's awesome, by the way.
That was
amazing.
That was hilarious. But can you tell me a little bit about the duets that you've been doing? Anything that might be coming up, and also just who you would love to duet with?
Ooh, okay. So the duets are like doing like the TikToks with the other people and stuff like that. Like with official Stephen Walker, we're working on some stuff right now. Actually, he's supposed to be sending me some stuff later. That'll be coming out pretty soon. I just write up scripts and I kind of send them out, and then if they have any ideas, they'll send them to me, and then we'll kind of just figure out, you know, like whose page it should go on. Like I write for their page, and then I also write for mine, and you know, we kind of want to like keep the balance kind of thing. At least have something for them as well, because why not? And also, I love just working with them. So they'll like just film their own thing and then send it to me, and I'll kind of edit it together, or I'll send my stuff to them and they'll edit it themselves, and they always turn out fantastic. Like Claire is one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. Like she's so sweet, and we probably send like 3 or 4 takes of like each line back to each other to be like, use your favorite one kind of thing. And then let's see, one person that I would love to either probably Brock Baker. I love that guy. He's fantastic. He does like voiceovers and stuff like that.
Yes.
Oh man, I would love to do, I forget her full name. It's Skatey something. Skatey, dang it. You know, I'm going to look it up super quick. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I get it right. Yeah, it is. Okay. Skatey 420.
Great name.
Boy.
She is insanely hilarious. She has this style of just like, you know how The Office gets like pretty cringe with its humor.
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah.
She is phenomenal at it, and it's so good. Some of the stuff that she says, I'm just like, oh, it hurts, but it's so funny. It's fantastic. I would love to do something with her. She is incredibly funny.
Well, hopefully you will soon.
Yeah, hopefully. I bet. If you're watching this, Skatey, talk to me.
Skatey, come on, make a young man's dreams come true. I'm actually gonna change direction just for a little bit here, just for a second.
Sure.
There's one TikTok that I really had to. It's such a minor part of the TikTok, but I really needed to know the answer to this question, because to me it was something that stood out for no reason whatsoever. But you just did a whole take on "Put Your Head on My Shoulder," right?
Yeah.
Where you were doing things that rhymed with shoulder.
Yeah.
Or were close to the word shoulder.
Right.
And you did one of a toaster. But for some reason, you drew a picture of it. Do you not have a toaster?
I don't have a toaster.
The
No,
truth
I don't.
comes out, guys.
Oh man, what's really funny is that I literally went to what is it, a thrift store the other day, and there was a toaster, and I was like, I might buy that toaster, but I didn't. Honestly, I'll probably go back and get one, but I haven't. I don't know. I just don't. No, I don't have a toaster. Shit.
Exposed.
Yes, yeah, for real, for real. If anything, I'll probably get like a what are they called? Like a conventional oven, convection oven, toaster oven. Yeah, that's what they're
Yeah.
called. Fuck me. All right, Jesus.
I love my toaster oven. I think I use it daily.
Yeah, those things are dope. Make little like, yeah.
Do you have a thing against toast?
I don't have
not
a
a
thing
fan?
against. I love toast. Toast is dope.
Toast is great, man.
Yeah, no, I just haven't. I haven't bit the bullet. I need to put money in my toaster fund, and then we'll get it going. If anything, I'll just get like one of those really fancy toasters that makes like 20 pieces of toast at one time.
Because you need it. You need that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. I
You got to
guess
try
so.
all your different hot sauces with different toast.
Well,
And then I can shut you guys the fuck up.
well, my main question, because I had a follow up, is how do you have a sandwich shop if you don't have a toaster? Because you have your nice little sandwich shop that you apparently have the biggest sandwiches.
Oh my
or
God,
average size
yes.
sandwiches.
Yes, average size sandwiches. My God.
That's
yeah.
actually probably my favorite TikTok that you've done.
I
Honestly,
love
it
that.
really makes me laugh. I've seen it probably 4 times accidentally. And every time, especially when I was scrolling through your through your TikTok to do this, I had to like just stop and watch it because I was just, even if I've seen it, I'm like, I love this one. It's so funny.
What's really funny about that video is that I recorded it and I didn't put it up for like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that because I wasn't aware of how to edit these videos on my computer. And then Claire was the one that actually told me what she does. So I actually, kind of did it myself. The thing was, I was just editing videos on the TikTok app before I was actually doing it on the computer and then, uploading it to TikTok. But the thing is that when you edit it, I don't know if it's just me or like my phone or something like that, but when you edit it on the TikTok app and you have like a lot of scenes that are passing by each other, sometimes they kind of just like glitch with one another and it'll show like something. I don't know. It's really weird. It'll show like a different scene in a certain section and then it'll like flash or something like that. And it just doesn't look very good. And at that point I was like, you know what? I can't be putting out something with this kind of quality because it just doesn't look right. And it's like, maybe I'll be able to get like a Mac or something like that because I have an iPhone and do it that way. But found a workaround and now it actually looks a lot. It's clean. I just wanted it to look how I felt it should look.
There's nothing wrong with perfecting your craft. I think that's great that you're taking
Definitely,
new
yeah.
avenues.
Yeah.
And I mean,
absolutely.
the quality shows, man. It's definitely there. It's always been there. Like you have something about you that's like really great. And I think that no matter how you edit your videos, it shows.
Thanks,
So,
man. I appreciate that a
course.
lot. Yeah, I've definitely been trying to get a little bit better, a little more creative with that kind of stuff. And I'm just going to keep learning along the way and it's just going to get weirder and goofier and I can't wait.
I can't wait.
So before
Heck
we
yeah,
get
man.
fully into the woo-woo,
All right.
I want to ask you something that we're trying to ask all of our guests. What is your For You page like?
Oh, right now, let's see. A lot of it is sea shanties. Because
Yes.
I love sea shanty
I love
TikTok.
them.
It's so great. It's a lot of the people that I follow, like Stephen Walker and Claire and all them and Skatey and let's see, what have I been seeing more recently? Let's see. Oh, there's this one guy. I forget his name, but he's crap. I might have to look him up too. Actually, I don't even know his name, but he's super funny. I wish I remembered his name. Let's see. A lot of music stuff has been popping up a lot as well, because anytime that I see somebody that does something cool with like music or, like turn a song around into like jazz or metal or something like that, I always like that stuff. And then just random comedy. Honestly, it's nothing like super specific. or anything like that. But I've been seeing a lot. Oh, and Lord of the Rings.
Lord
There you
of the
go.
Rings. There you
Lord
go.
of the Rings TikTok. I love Lord of the Rings. Love it.
It's a great series.
It's
I-
fantastic.
I
They're
haven't
supposed to be
watched it.
Fuck you. No.
What?
Yeah.
What did you just say to me?
So I'm planning to very soon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch them all, including the Hobbits, and I just want to see everything.
Right. So wait. Why haven't you watched them?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
You know what? It
Why
is a
haven't
good.
you, Scott?
It is a good question.
Yes, Scott. Fuck is wrong with you, Scott?
I think I was just never interested. I mean, it's just like the Marvel movies. I was never interested in the superhero stuff, but I just did
Yeah.
all of them, and I love them now. So I really just
Gotcha.
got to sit down and watch them and have an open mind.
That definitely makes sense. Honestly, I haven't been through all of the Avengers movies. I watched like 2 of them or something like that. I don't know if it's just like not my kind of thing, but I don't know. It just doesn't catch me as much as it does for other people. And I feel bad saying that. But at the same time, like I understand how some people don't like, Lord of the Rings or, junk like that. But I love Lord of the Rings a lot. I saw a bunch of I think I saw all the Hobbit movies in theaters.
Nice.
They were incredible. So good.
Well, since we're talking about nerd culture, you recently put up a video about Harry Potter.
I did. Yes. I I did a marathon not too long ago, maybe a few months ago, I think, of watching every single Harry Potter again. I love the series. The series is
So good.
fantastic. It's awesome. I love the movies. I haven't seen the newer ones, like the Cursed Child. Wait, was it the Cursed Child? Did that one come out?
No,
Or
that's
was
not
it
a
the
movie. That's
Crimes-
just the play.
Crimes of Grindelwald or
Yes.
something like that. That one, I haven't seen those. And then what is it? Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I haven't seen that one either. I heard they were okay, but I'm not as big of a Harry Potter fan. I do love the movies. I think they're amazing. They're fantastic. And you know what? If I could get my own wand, I fucking would. But
So it's a toaster, a MacBook, and a wand at this point.
yeah,
gotta get
pretty
all
much.
three of
That's those are on my list right now for the things that I need.
Okay, speaking of nerd culture, just for a
Yeah.
second, just to get back to The Office, because my girlfriend loves it. I happen to be more of a what's that show?
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec fan.
Big fan. Can't
Big fan. Don't remember the name. Who's in
Right
that? No. Okay. But
But actually, for those who are just listening, so Mike is actually wearing a lot of Office stuff right now. He's wearing a Dunder Mifflin
Yeah.
hat,
yeah.
and he's got a Michael Scott Paper Company shirt. So this is where this question's coming
Right.
from.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
if you could sell me on The Office in 30 seconds, what would it be?
You got to watch all the way through. Okay, so the main problem with people for The Office is that, you see, I was so ready for this too, is that I feel like I've gotten this question before. You have to get through season 1. Season 1 is really hard. There's 6 episodes. They're the cringiest, mostly the cringiest out of the whole series. And then once you get to season 2, at least watch like a few episodes into season 2 itself. And if you don't like it, it's probably not for you. I started watching The Office when I was 19 and I hated it. And I didn't watch it again until I was like 22, I think. It was actually when I started in the band, and our drummer showed it to me. Or we were just kind of hanging out and he started playing it. And I was like, this is hilarious. I was like, why? wait a second. This is really funny, because I watched like the first 2 episodes of The Office when I was like 19 and got Netflix. And I was like, I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. And then after going back, I've watched the series maybe about 8 times over again.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And after like,
Only
I can do some trivia, bro. But after watching it through like again and again, you appreciate more of it for the comedy that it is. I don't feel like the show could come out today. There's a lot of things that they say that are a little off kilter. But you know, that's kind of just the world that we live in now, which is totally fine. But the fact that the series exists, and I don't know, I just fell in love with it again. But if anybody wants to start watching The Office, you got to get through season 1. It's hard. I get it. It's fine.
Okay.
You know, but if you get through season 1, watch a little bit through season 2 again. Once again, if you watch it for a little bit through season 2 and you don't like it, it's probably not for you. But I guarantee that if you're into that kind of humor, then once you start season 2 and you get a little bit through it, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love the rest of the thing. It's a phenomenal series.
Okay, so just invest 6 hours of my life into it, and then I'll love
Pretty
it.
much. Well, season 1 is only 6 episodes. So
Okay.
that's the good part. It's only 6 episodes. It's really hard to do, but then once you get into season 2 as well, it'll all pick up and you'll be golden.
Okay, so follow-up question.
Yeah.
The Office US or Office UK?
US, definitely.
Yeah.
No offense to the UK people. The only reason that I say that is because there's a lot of jokes in the UK one that I don't understand, and there's a lot of the honestly, some of the dialogue is a little washy for me, just because I know like American English kind of thing, and sometimes they use their own phrases and words and stuff like that aren't I'm not really used to hearing. So I've tried to I've been through a few episodes of the UK Office, but like I said, I guess I just can't really get into it that much. I appreciate it for what it is, and I appreciate it for being the thing that basically started the American version of The Office. And I know like the history behind it and everything like that, because I listen to all the podcasts and all that shit. But yeah, no, I got to go with the US one.
That's fair.
It's definitely
That's
fair.
Yeah.
So we got to do it. Tell us about Whoop Whoop. How did it start?
Okay. So the reason that Woo Woo started was because it was another thing that I was just sending my friend a silly snap on Snapchat, just being like, I was literally in my truck driving, being like, raise your hand if you put foreign objects in your butt. Woo woo. And the woo woo was a thing as to be like raise your hand kind of thing, and then like put your hand up, and that turned into the dab, which somebody said something about it being a dab on the video, and I was like, huh. That's kind of a thing, because I didn't think of it that way before. But that's the first video that I ever did the woo woo in, and people just liked it so much, so I just kept doing it, and I love doing it every single time that I do. And spoiler alert, woo woo merch is going to be coming out fairly soon as well.
Yes.
Ooh, woo woo. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, thankfully.
And now you're the CEO of Woo Woo.
Yeah, I did put that on my page. There was a guy that kept commenting on my videos. He's like, day 4 of asking you to put on your profile that you're the CEO of Woo Woo, and I was like, that's a great idea. I'm gonna steal it.
Idea. Yeah.
so I did.
In one of those Whoop Whoop videos, you play the trumpet.
I do.
So I want to know. We already talked about you being a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What instruments do you play?
Ooh, okay. The ones that I know fairly well are I play the piano, the trumpet, the guitar, the bass, the drums, baritone. I know a little bit of trombone. A lot of the brass instruments are fairly similar. Well, not similar, but just you kind of figure it out as you go. And I guess like anything with like piano, like marimba or xylophone is, I guess, fairly easy. And then my technical second instrument when I was in high school was saxophone, and it is so hard. It's really difficult for a brass player to go to a woodwind instrument, but I think the saxophone is one of the sexiest instruments on the planet.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
I had to look up
yeah.
What a kalimba is. I didn't even know what that was.
Oh yeah, the kalimba. That thing is so much fun, and it has such a wonderful sound to it. It's so relaxing,
Yeah. It is definitely I literally didn't know what it was, but you had done it and you asked people to stitch it, and then I could have listened to that video like 4 or 5 times. It was so like relaxing and chill.
Yeah, that was
cool.
that kalimba was a Christmas gift from my manager.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's good to me.
That's an awesome manager.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
So the one thing that's really funny to me is the moment I knew you were a very definitive like music guy to your core is when you did the G sus joke. I was like, all right, he knows. Yeah. Not only does he know how to play instruments, but he like knows like theory behind it at least a little bit, and like obviously he knows different chords and Jesus.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I started doing band in 7th grade, or no, not 7th. My goodness, 4th grade with the trumpet. because I was always into music when I was
Me
like
too.
really young. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, boy. And then I did it all the way through school, all the way through elementary, middle, and high school. And I wanted to, be a musician. And then I went to the University of the Arts in Philadelphia, and I went for a jazz vocal performance. And I had to drop out early because I didn't have enough money. But that's that's just a thing, it kind of happens, but it snowballed into, me eventually finding that band and then doing that for a while. And it was all fantastic. But yeah, I hate theory. Theory sucks.
Dude, you're telling me. I took I think like 4 years of it, and then
Yeah.
and then I was like, all right, I know everything. Now I'm just gonna break every rule I learned.
That's exactly the reason why I hate it so much, because I love being able to know it and then, break it as well. I mean, like they say you're not supposed to play parallel fifths, or
Yeah.
Bach kills a kitten or something like that.
Yeah.
That's like the
Yeah, it's like Dune. That's like rule number 1 is like no
Yeah.
parallel fifths. Meanwhile,
Which is
in every
all-
song I write, it has
all
a
rock
parallel
music.
fifth. Yeah,
Yeah.
all rock music.
All rock
any
music,
any
yeah.
power chord or anything. Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly. But that's what got me into like the really complicated stuff too, was like trying to know theory and like all the crazy stuff that happens, which is it's really fun to get into, but at the same time, theory's trash.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
It really is.
So I have to ask you, what? So as the CEO of Blue Woo, like, what's next?
What's next? Okay, well, like I said, we got the merch store coming up fairly soon. I'll have a website for all of that, which is super duper fun, and I'm excited about it. Honestly, just kind of collaborating, working with other people, which I love doing. And I mean, by the time this comes out, I'll probably be working on it a lot more, or it might be ready. But I'm taking a few of the songs from my TikTok and making them full length songs.
Oh baby,
Yes.
So the one of them is already finished. The Butthole song is a full choral piece now.
Oh my God.
Which it's gonna be. It's so much fun. It's so fucking ridiculous.
it's amazing.
Like,
Is it
I
just
think
you?
Just
you in the chorus?
I think at one point there's like 19 different vocal parts happening
Oh
at
my
the same
gosh.
time. Yeah. It's so ridiculous. It's so stupid. But yeah, so I decided to kind of just like move forward with that a little bit more and then expand upon it. And that'll be something like a little snippet will be out on like TikTok at some point. And but I'm just working on that stuff right now. And it's so stupid, but it's so much fun. And it makes me so happy to just record stuff that I know that, first off, people already enjoy it, but now they're getting a different version of that thing that I worked really hard on, that like I've never heard anybody sing the word butthole in a choir. And it's so beautiful.
Mike, you might be the first, man. You might be the actual first. You might hold that record.
You're gonna have like
Maybe.
Eric Whitaker calling you and being like, "I need to use this."
Dude, you said the magic name, dude. He's the reason why I wanted to get into music.
Well, perfect. I didn't know that, but that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, when I was in I was a freshman in high school, and it's an interesting story that my high school was hosting the regional band for that year. Like they have like district band and then regional band, and then like people go in to like try out, and then you can get into districts, you can get into regionals, get into states, kind of thing. It's the same thing for like sports and whatnot. But we were region 5, and one of the pieces was Luxor by Eric Whitaker, and it was the band piece, and it was absolutely insanely phenomenal. And I was like, I've never heard anything like this before. So I told my dad, I was like, hey, they're having a performance at our high school. This is the last night. Well, I want to go see them. And he's like, well, I'm honestly like, I don't want to see like a high school band. And I'm like, Dad, You got to see it. You know, he's the one that got me into playing music and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, you'll enjoy it. And he's like, okay. So he cracked, and then we went, and then like halfway through the performance, he's like, I didn't know I was going to be watching the fucking New York Philharmonic. This is amazing. And so when that song played, Luxor, that's the first time that I saw my dad cry. And
wow,
that was it. That was it for me right there. I was like, this is what I want. This is what I want so bad, because if you can portray that emotion that you're feeling when you're writing a song, have somebody feel that with you, experience it with you. It's like, exactly. It's like it's the, what is it? What do they call it? It's like a universal language kind of thing. Fun. It was amazing. And I love that moment so much.
And you're going to take that and put buttholes in
it. Yeah, tears and buttholes.
Well, what could be better than that?
Do you think that one will make your dad cry?
Oh man, he's my dad. My dad gasses me up more than anybody on the planet. He thinks I'm the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread, not toast bread, because I don't have a toaster.
I don't have a toaster.
Yeah. No, he loves anything that I come up with, literally anything. It could be trash, and he's like, you are amazing, Michael. You're wonderful. You're fantastic. And he's definitely my biggest fan. He knows about the TikTok and everything like that. He's an older dude. He's like 66 or something like that. But no, honestly, I think he would love it. I think he would just be like enamored with it in every sense of the word, being like, he wouldn't be listening to the words. He'd be listening to the harmonies and stuff and being like, that's amazing. That's fantastic. How did you do that? Blah, blah, blah. This should be on the radio. And I'm like,
Dad, we can't. It needs to be censored.
I don't know if I could say butthole on the radio.
It does sound like a great reaction video possibility, though.
Maybe.
Dad, this is me.
I mean, I have. This is who I am. No, that's partially one of the things. My dad lives pretty far from me. He lives back in Pennsylvania, and I live in Ohio. But what was I going to say? That was one of the reasons for I went back to visit Pennsylvania to see my friends for a little while, and that's when I got the tattoo. But I stayed with my dad for a few days. We watched the Super Bowl together, which was really nice. But he's such a dad. Like, he's the daddest dad, and he says he comes up with his own dad jokes, and they're so fucking terrible. Like, they're so terrible that they're good. That was one of the, but some of them are like fantastic. Like, one of the ones, he doesn't even know that he's coming up with dad jokes. We were sitting on the couch, and he says, so that it's actually part of one of my TikToks, but I'll say it again here. He says to me, Michael, you're my second son. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that technically means you're the second coming. I was like,
oh my God.
Fuck, dude. So after he said that, first I died. And secondly, I wrote it down in my phone.
Second coming.
Exactly. I wrote it down in my phone because I was like, that's amazing. I can't come up with that shit. That is terrible. Amazing. It's hilarious. I actually, so this is the first time that I'm saying it on like any platform here. Or well, I did say it on Facebook, but I made a Twitter for my dad. He texts me things that make no fucking sense.
Oh boy.
So I copy it and I post it to Twitter, and I told him about it, and he's like, that's amazing. I love it. I was like, good. Because I've been doing
biggest
it.
Fan, man.
Well, you know what? That's a perfect time to ask if you have anything to pitch, including that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The Twitter is OG Dino Dad, because he calls himself OG as an old guy instead of original gangster. And he calls himself a dinosaur because he's old or whatever. But yeah, we got that. Everything else that I have is just Weltenventures, WELTENVENTURES. It's just my last name. And then ventures without the ad in front of it. Just on Instagram, and it'll eventually be a website, which is www.weltonventures.com, which is super dope. And then I recently started doing some Twitch streams, which are really fun.
Awesome.
Just Weltenventures for that one. I just play Rocket League. I fucking love Rocket League, dude. It's such a fun game. And I'm not very good at it either, but I do like a bunch of commentary in between and everything. And even some people that come into the stream will actually play with me on the stream, which is super fun too. But I've met a few people through that. And then obviously, TikTok, Weltenventures, I post every single day.
And
Cool,
we
man.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks,
Well,
man.
honestly, first off, thank you again so much for coming.
Of course. Yeah.
And for being here with us. Secondly, we did speak a few weeks ago, and we told you that we might want you to come up with a challenge for us.
So I don't know if you guys have done it already or if anybody's asked you to do it yet, but I want to see both of you at the same time do the Bus It challenge
Oh God.
at the same
All right.
time.
All right.
It
All
has
right.
to be
We
at
could
the
do
same
that.
time.
We could
do
do
it.
that. We could do that. We could
But
do
I,
that.
I literally
I'm the most
thought of-
awkward person on the planet, so this will be fun.
I'm excited, man.
Oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
This is gonna be the best Bus It challenge you've ever seen, Mike.
Yeah, and take it any way that you want to take it. I don't care, but it's oh my fuck. I was literally thinking about it, and I was like, watching them do it at the same time would be one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen.
We're just gonna do it in one take too. We're not even gonna perfect
Perfect.
it. It's just gonna be one take.
just one take. One
Yep.
take through. That's
Well,
great.
Mike, seriously, man, you were great. Thank you so much for doing this with us. We really had a great time.
And yeah, please keep in touch, and
Yeah.
we hope for the best for you and your TikTok career as well as your music career. We cannot wait for the butthole choral arrangement.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it. This was really fun.
This has been a Fall of the House production. Thanks so much for listening. We want to thank our audio engineer, David PK, our producer, Allison Sharkey, our social media manager, Katrina Knudsen, and our host, Anchor. Please make sure to follow us on all social media accounts at Inside The Tok, and that's TOK.